We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the twin flame collective, to see what is going on. Today we have a huge shift of Mars into Taurus. Mars rules the masculine energy, and of course Venus the feminine. So we're going to have a lot of balance from now until July 20th. Mars is all about what we're attracted to and what we look for in a partner, and of course Venus rules our love life, bringing a beautiful harmony and balance of energies right now. We also have a lot of big astrological shifts that are coming at us as we're getting ready for the solstice, bringing big energies between now and the solstice as well too. But we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames to see what is going on. Remember, this is just a general collective read, so I always recommend doing one-on-one phone call sessions or readings through my website. It will help you a ton with your own specific situation. So just take what resonates for you from this reading for your specific situation, just to see what is going on. All right, we're gonna get started now, right? But also make sure you're checking out my website. I do tons of healings, activations, clearings, which you need a ton with your ascension. And if you're on the twin flame journey, you have a lot more healing coming to the surface. So check out the healings I do on my website. I am an energy healer. I am an energy worker. And of course, check out my twin flame coaching. I've designed it specifically for you to heal the things that come up within the twin flame journey. Really good for healing your attachment style, attachment trauma, inner child issues, and past relationship stuff. But let's get started with a reading for the divine feminine specifically. Okay, these are messages coming through too. If you are a twin flame, please remember that you are an angel, and it might not feel like it in your own situation because we have to unravel or heal from the human experience and all of the baggage and debris that we've picked up, not just in this lifetime, but across many lifetimes. Oftentimes people are coming together with their twin flame when they're experiencing a spiritual awakening or ascension too. So divine feminine first, divine masculine. If you're watching, take this as messages from your feminine. I let my ego get in the way. I couldn't let go of my pride, but you saw through me. You saw the truth about me. So I would just spend a lot of time writing about ego being connected to inner child issues. Most of the twin flame issues that come up, or we'll say twin flame dramas, narratives, issues, challenges that people are facing in the twin flame journey, also within other types of connections, are oftentimes rooted in childhood wounds, especially ego kind of issues. So we have a lot of healing the inner child coming up right now for the divine feminine. I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. So this is twin flame. Your masculine may have said things that were very, very painful. Oftentimes, this person might already have issues that are being highlighted or coming up within the connection. Just kind of depends. We have different wounding playing out. Okay, so I was saying, see how any person you're dating, but especially your twin flame, gets along with their parents, masculine and mother, right? So we're doing a reading for the divine feminine because that is how they will treat you. I know they're going to work out their mother issues on you, divine feminine, however, whatever's come up in that connection. So I think these are important things to realize too, that oftentimes divine masculine is acting out of inner child issues coming up on their side and things that they may have said, cycles that may have played out, and certain patterns that they've been stuck in because they've been in these patterns for a long time. Twin flame, divine feminine, tends to help the masculine to make some of their own unconscious wounding and patterns more conscious so that they can work on healing some of these things. Our relationship was different and special. Other people don't understand it. And then this is the importance of the twin flame connection. This is a powerful bond that transcends every lifetime, time and space. It doesn't go anywhere. A lot of you guys know that, especially if you've done separation, that you still feel the connection all the time. Know that your twin flame does too, even if they've tried to detach, disconnect, or separate from the connection. It is impossible. After meeting this person, you're always going to be on their mind. They're always going to feel the energy as you even share an energy field. But this is important to know so that you can help shift your specific twin flame situation through healing your own energy field and healing and releasing your own blocks and triggers. This will help to shift things on your twin flame masculine side too. So when you really dive deep into your healing at certain times, which you should be all of the time anyways, and oftentimes twin flame separation kicks that off because you'll go into very intense cycles of healing. When you do more energy work and when you heal your own energy, this will heal your outer twin flame situation. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? You might feel that this person has been distant. We talk about this, right? Might have gone, I know, runner. They might be acting like, I always say twin flame, there's nothing like twin flames who act like they don't exist and act like they're ignoring each other, but always are thinking about each other. So you might feel like this person has moved on. They may have even shown that in the physical by their behavior or things in their life. And that's okay. They're unable to. This person is stuck on you. They're unable to move on. They're unable to get you off of their mind. They're thinking about you all of the time. So when you're wondering how they feel, they're feeling the same about you. And so we'll say, okay, well, why? Why, if it's slow, this isn't for everyone, but if it's slow getting into union, this is the reason why, because there are certain issues that need to be resolved or healed or, things to be worked on a deeper level. And so we'll say, okay, well, runner seems to, and this isn't for everyone, and usually it's the divine masculine or whoever's heavier in the divine masculine energy or operating from the masculine. And this isn't gender specific, although sometimes it's meant to be, but we see a lot of women are over masculized in our time, so needing to shift back into the feminine energy, but usually it's the actual divine masculine. They usually do a lot of avoidant patterns. They usually run. They might have more fear of vulnerability, relationship fear, fear of letting people in, keeping people at a distance. And oftentimes this can be a issue that comes up within the twin flame dynamic. And you'll say, okay, well, this person seems to have moved on very easily. They're not, and they wouldn't be going runner if they were balanced within themselves, because they wouldn't need to do that, right? So they're actually feeling overwhelmed and having a hard time energetically handling the connection. This could be because you're on a higher frequency or more spiritual. Usually the more spiritual twin flame is going to be the one finding my videos, right, and doing the work. It just kind of depends, right? So you might be a little bit more spiritual. You might be a little bit farther along in your energetic process or spiritual awakening. That is okay. You're meant to be, so that you can help to heal yourself and even ultimately heal your twin flame and shift this dynamic. So they are reflecting back things to you so that you can have a deeper understanding of yourself. So when you see your twin flames issues and what they're showing you, they will fit into the deeper patterns of your own life and your own healing journey as well too. I still feel connected to you, and I've waited too long to reach out. Is it too late for us? So you have to really follow your inner guidance with this, with the twin flame journey of what to be doing. Some divine feminines are in union, right, and anchoring that in and dealing with issues within the twin flame dynamic and continuing to heal. Some are in separation, working towards union. Some are being guided to move on if their twin flame, was causing a lot of pain. We have a lot of, once again, divine masculines that have broken the feminine's heart in some type of way, right? And hurt them very badly, and maybe haven't been able to acknowledge their own side of things and how they've contributed to separation issues or, things like that. So it just kind of depends. You have to really follow your guidance with what you're being guided to do with your specific situation. I want to make things right. So we have this on the divine feminine side. I've been manifesting you. Many of you guys have been manifesting this person. Just like anything else, that you manifest twin flame union into the physical, just as you called in your twin flame. And it's funny because generally the runner is the one who manifested you and called you in, but they usually mess it up and push you away and run away. However, then we have, and you don't have to be the chaser, because hopefully you've healed yourself enough to get out of these cycles and understand that you deserve love and that, and that you shouldn't have to, right, do that kind of work for it. But this person, divine feminine, is manifesting this person. That you manifest this in the physical. So oftentimes this is helping you to manifest union or to help, and it will help. So when you're sitting around thinking about what you want, manifesting union, it will put that into your path ahead and really, really help with creating that. And oftentimes the most powerful work that we can do around manifestation is clearing the blocks, the doubt, the worry, and the fear that we've also been manifesting that have been getting in the way. Because oftentimes when we hit these, we'll call them roadblocks or separation detours, it was from things that have come up. And so healing the issues that may have led to separation, maybe getting in the way of, if you're in physical union, I understand how important you are in my life. Both twin flames needing to wake up to the power of the connection and the importance of the connection. It is something that is very, very important spiritually in your journey. It's a lot of like what you're guided to at that point too. I can't let you go. Some of you guys may have a hard time moving on or letting this person go. And once again, I think this can indicate that you're coming back together at a certain point too, that you can't just move on. So you have to really follow your inner guidance and connect with your higher self of what to do in these type of situations. I hate seeing you with them. This person may have, this isn't for everyone, be entertaining karmics. Some of them never got out of the karmic connections and they thought they did, but they were very wrapped up energetically with the karmics, right? Whether not letting go of things that happen with their ex and using it as an excuse to block the union. I see this as a common one, or, you know, being very intertwined with the ex and haven't got over them, right? And still having access to them, whether they're following them on social media, they're friends with them, right? And being very intertwined with them in some type of way. This could be hanging out with, and so men with a weak ego, they need a lot of feminines around. You'll see it on their Facebook, social media, right? They need a lot of women to talk to. And so this is, once again, an ego issue, just kind of depends. So your masculine may be entertaining others, and you might know that. You'll know that anyways. You really will. You'll know what's come up as issues in the connection. And if they're not willing to, on their side, fix these issues, of course, it's going to lead to separation and issues. Okay, so you may have been ghosted. When we talk about abandonment, rejection, this is once again highlighting inner child issues. If this person has done this to you, it will trigger a lot of your own inner child wounding and things like that, but this is actually their inner child issue, not yours. And so sometimes in separation, the universe does that to protect you from how this person is treating you too. So this person might be doing, some of you guys have been through enough silent treatment, narcissistic punishment, right? These are narcissistic traits. Ghosting, disappear, and being rejected, right? And this is very common of the runner, whether you're having lack of communication, no communication, lack of movement, or even, you know, they were really mean to you in other ways like this. This is very common too. And this says a lot about their own inner child wounding and how they interact with people from past trauma and how they're wired up too, especially if they show that they don't care, lack of empathy, and things can go along with this too. Just kind of depends on your own situation. For some, that will be shifting though. So this person might not have treated you good, but you're going through a rebirth and a metamorphosis from this. You're going through a huge spiritual transformation. So trust the process no matter what has played out. They might be, you know, you might be actually helping this person to work through wounds when they've done that to you, especially if you stand up for yourself and stand your ground. I always say this is usually a pattern. You're not the first person they've done this to. Like I've done a call and someone's like, oh, I do this all the time to people. But when it happens in the twin flame connection, it's a little bit different. So actually you might not understand why this is happening to you, divine feminine, if you're the one it's happened to. Once again, usually the more feminine energy will have these things enacted on them. And you're here to show them their patterns and show them things that they need to heal and need to release in their own blocks towards love, right? So this is a pattern. They've been doing it to other partners and other people. And so maybe you're making them more aware of their patterns and you're not even knowing it. So you're also here to help them work through their own deep-rooted, keyword rooted and root chakra, inner child issues so that they can be aware of these things. You're going through a huge change from this. This is like DNA activation, metamorphosis, the positive spiritual transformation, and even spiritual awakening that you're going through from this, we'll say, process too. This is all about the lessons that you're getting. Like you'll ask deeper questions of why you're getting the lessons, you're getting the medicine, you're getting very wise out of this. You're going through that spiritual awakening. You're going to be getting new love, whether this is your twin flame coming back in for a new beginning or even someone new like a soulmate entering into the picture. If they can't get it together, it depends, right? Depends on your own situation too. So you're about to come into a new cycle of love. Okay, so we have, and we're going to go ahead and do divine feminine side of what you need to heal for this twin flame specific reading or connection. Distractions. Make sure that you know that you're being tempted And this is like if you're overworking, overstimulating, maybe you're being kept waiting in some type of way. Separation is the ultimate waiting energy, like your twin flame. Maybe they didn't let you go quite and they have you kind of waiting, or I say on the shelf, right, for later while they play with other toys, right? Things like this. Okay, we're not doing that anymore. So if you've been overworking, overeating, distracting yourself, need to really face whatever is coming up within this connection, because there is a strong connection with this person. There's like, you guys are the best sex you've ever had, strong intimacy, but you connect on that spiritual level too. It isn't just physical, because we know those connections are, you know, not very good. This is a spiritual connection, and that's why you feel this overwhelming energy. You will be coming into union with this person. They are missing you, and there's a strong connection. So we have that longing energy, missing each other, and union energy around you during this time. Need to clear any distractions on your end. You might be getting tested, and this is how you'll know. This could be clearing other people. Like I always say we'll have so many people hitting on you, right? Because of the twin flame energy. Once you've locked into each other's energy and met, it begins to really activate yourself. So you become very magnetic to people all of a sudden, where maybe like you were in the unseen, people didn't notice you. Suddenly people are noticing you. They're asking you on dates. They're wanting to be around you. And use your discernment though, because you're being tested. And if you are truly trying to manifest union, and also a very important part of manifesting union is to clear the distractions too. Okay, 1111. I always love this number too, because this is when I actually came into union the first time with my twin flame. This was our anniversary when we started to date. So a lot of times 1111 is a powerful twin flame number, and it's a higher symbol for you of where you come from as twin flames. This is why a lot of times twin flames, the most common number code you probably see on your path is 1111. 1111 is letting you know that you are a twin flame. It's letting you know about the connection. However, we have a lot of runner chaser energy and even being divine timing energy in this reading coming through. This is walking through the fire. Like I was saying this morning, we can't get more symbolic of that than solar flare, solar flash energy, the fire of the sun, right? We're going through the fire, but it is a purification. And we talked about needing to clear the human distortion that we picked up, the karma, the trauma, the baggage, the hurt, the childhood imprints. This stuff is coming up for healing on the divine feminine side. Now we're going to see what is happening on the divine masculine side of what they need to heal to come into union. All right, and this isn't for everyone, but they might be not doing a lot, right? Watching, this is like the couch potato sign, but they might actually be sneaking around and spending time with someone else. This is their friends, right? Women friends, friends with benefits. And sometimes this is coming up because you're aware of this too. So if your masculine is distant or gone, because we talked about ghosting, they might be dating someone else, talking to someone else, and they may have their focus on someone else. And this might be an issue. This isn't for everyone, but you'll know if this is your situation. And this is rooted in needing to love themselves and lack of self-love. So they're needing to work on healing themselves and more self-love. There might have been some type of argument that came up and trust issues. You might have felt this become a one-sided connection and they weren't doing the work, or they weren't treating you good. They might be cold and detached. Oftentimes this is rooted in childhood, like they might have had a mother that was very distant, cold, and detached, and they didn't take care of their needs in some type of way. So they might have become overly logical in their head, disconnected. This is like very common for attachment issues too. Okay, so we're going to continue on for the Divine Feminine reading. Okay, Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is when we have it, it's normally a really good card about learning and money, but this is like the opposite, where some of you guys might be healing money struggles or money issues. That's going to be kind of coming up this week too, where we're working on healing these things and connected with our relationships. Many of you had a lot of, I want to say karmic attachment based relationships that were not good for your finances. These might have indicated, you might have accumulated karmic debt from these connections. They might have been affecting your love life. You notice in the past when you had a bad relationship, you start to not be able to flow good. They zap your energy, they zap your finances and all of your resources. So a lot of you have learned a lot of past karmic connections about unhealthy connections. And so when your divine masculine comes in, your flame, and tries to do the same stuff, it's like, no. and then, right? Like, no, I already learned all these lessons. Like, you got to work on yourself and cultivate these things for yourself. Okay, so many of you are healing your sacral right now and releasing past attachments, maybe even attachment to your twin flame if they become a unhealthy energetic connection to you. It just kind of depends on your situation. We have the Four of Wands. Once again, we're doing healing inner child stuff, and this is like root chakra issues. This is self-doubt, low self-esteem, perfectionism, overworking, trying to prove yourself in love, attracting emotionally unavailable partners. Your twin flame may have acted like this too. They might have acted out certain templates and dynamics too. They might have mirrored, your usual partner that wasn't healthy in some type of way. And usually polar opposites, right? So you may be an empath and your twin flame might be acting emotionally disconnected or shut off or uneasy around emotions because they can't regulate their own emotions or they're having a hard time. This is rooted in inner child stuff. You might have attracted a twin flame as a masculine that had issues with being vulnerable, or they might have had fear of intimacy or really committing too. Healing your inner child to heal the wounding within your masculine template. So we have the Fool in reverse, and usually this is like new beginning energy, but this is like you're reluctant and maybe fearful to take that new beginning with your twin flame, because this is a twin flame reading. You're needing to have more faith and trust in this situation. And once again, we're healing past love connections and karmic love connections. This is the Lovers in reverse. There's some type of block or separation energy in this union. Make sure you're getting healings to heal that too on my website if you need it. But this is like, stop blaming your twin flame. You need to take responsibility for what is happening. You might feel this person is not returning your love, or there's some type of unrequited love situation in this situation. How funny this usually plays out with the twin flame. Like, you might be someone that attracts men easily and everyone loves you, and you're having a hard time with your twin flame, right? And it's like, okay, like, right? So it's like healing any type of karmic issues, karmic attachments. So you can do that by finding more love, forgiveness, and letting go of the past with your twin flame. And this is like letting go of karmic blocks with your twin flame and around your union too. Make sure that you're letting go of any past things that have happened with your twin flame. This will help you with the overall connection, releasing karmic cords to your twin flame. We want to connect out of unconditional love with this person. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a reading for the Divine Masculine. And make sure you do check out my website. I have a ton of activations and healings going on for today too. It's a great activation day. I know today is and Tuesday is, but let's go ahead and start with a reading for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, if you're watching. Messages from your masculine. I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you still linger and I can't control them. This person might have thought they could just leave you and move on, or they might have been something that happened, as it did show maybe a disagreement or argument or fight with the masculine. They thought they could detach from this connection, and they're learning a lot of powerful things about the spiritual of how important this connection is. It isn't a karmic connection and you can't just go, and that they're thinking about you all of the time. So they thought they could move on, but they might have been more invested than they thought or you thought in this connection, and suddenly it's like they don't have a future anymore. There's nowhere to move on to, because you guys were supposed to be creating that future together. So they might be a little lost in limbo and thinking about you all of the time. They're trying to distract themselves, stay busy even with the day-to-days, and they can't get you off their mind. So they're learning powerful lessons about this through what's going on in their own mind. I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. Okay, and you might be like, well, if this person rejected you, Divine Feminine, as we talked about ghosting as the ultimate rejection, they might be super sensitive to it and might have sensed you were rejecting them first and rejected you. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. This Divine Masculine has a lot of abandonment wounds, trust issues, and rejection issues too. So if there's not a lot of communication and not a lot of contact, they want to reach out to you, but they're afraid of how it will go, and maybe needing to work up the nerve and to conquer and move through their own fear or their own mindset to do so. Expect them to reach out soon. I should have believed in you. You always have my best interest at heart. And they might find, and I love this because usually, and it's not to pick at anyone, but I do so much of these calls every day, right? So I talk to so many twin flames, and that is the amazing part of my journey. You know, as a twin flame, other twin flames find me and I do this type of work. So I was having a conversation yesterday with a woman, and she was telling me about, you know, this was something that had come up in the past with her twin flame, of like their friends had gotten in the way, and then they're hanging out with friends now, right? And that this is what a lot of the masculines do to stay busy. They're hanging out with friends. Oftentimes these are, even sometimes women friends, hookup friends, right? People that they, are a little, whatever, connected with. So this is what masculine does. They go to their friends. But then after that, after the party, as we say, right, they're realizing that they're by themselves. These people do not have their best interest in mind. They can't connect spiritually. Usually these are superficial, like drinking, drug buddy, get high, right? Love interests, casual sex. Like they're the wrong types of connections. They're friends that are still in the matrix and in the lower behaviors. And probably, chances are, their divine feminine is actually very spiritually awakened, or definitely is after the twin flame process at this point. And they're realizing that they can't really connect with these people the same as their feminine, and that these people actually don't have their best interest in mind, especially if they're engaging in lower patterns. That oftentimes many of our friends, I say this word loosely, that we've met in the matrix actually are here to throw us off our path. I know, they'll be like, come drink with me, come smoke this, come do this, right? You know what I mean? And they're here to throw us off of our path, especially with union, especially for the divine masculine, if they're women friends and want to date you and things like that. They're here to get in the way of your union and throw you off your path. So at this point, this masculine is waking up that the people around them, most of them, don't actually have their best interest in mind. Even the parents, especially, because we know that from childhood, and the friends, they actually do not have their best interest in mind at all. And there is this like missing energy. Even if you guys are together, you can't get enough of each other, but especially apart too, realizing that they may have chosen, I say everyone else or other people, over this twin flame union connection, feeling that their path would be better, but in reality they're realizing that everything is not what it seems in this matrix, especially when it comes to the people closest to us. I feel like I don't know who I am anymore, so they may be losing themselves too. It hurts to see online that you've moved on with your life, and that this person is seeing that you're moving on, that you're healing, and that honestly, and this is, I think, what kicks in things for the masculine when they realize that the feminine has moved on and they're ready to go date, and that if they didn't want to date them, they're going to date someone else. And this kicks in a lot of issues for the masculine too, knowing that this is serious, right? And that they have either they've already lost their opportunity or they're losing their opportunity, especially when they have to watch their feminine move on with their life in so many different ways too. So they are watching you online. It was like joke of the week. I was telling someone that no one stalks you more than your twin flame that acts like they don't know you on the internet, right? Trust me, they're checking up on you all the time. They're trying to see if you post. They're trying to see anything they can about you because they miss you. However, I know, right? They might be acting like you're strangers and they never met you, but that's farthest from the truth because you're right there. And even if they're denying the connection, they know that you exist, and some of them are seeing that you're finally, either you have moved on or you're getting ready to move on, and they're seeing that probably through your social media posts. I want to reach out, but I don't know how. I'm caught up in a karmic relationship. This can be friends, families, lovers, love interests, right? The people around you. Friends. Oh my God, I said friends, right? Like, right? Okay. They're caught up in a lot of karmic cycles. Maybe they haven't done the clearing work and they're still around a lot of people, right? And I always think of, let's just replay, like, I'll just say it, Wuthering Heights is my favorite twin flame story because it shows you in very different ways how the divine feminine and the divine masculine deal with the twin flame separation, right? So usually divine feminine will move on and they'll date someone else and find another love interest, right? But usually it won't work out because they're not their masculine, or their masculine will come back and sabotage these connections. Divine masculine is going to go party and have tons of women around them and friends, right? And it's how they deal with things differently. And so this is the karmic cycles of it too, with divine masculine is caught up in some type of karmic cycles of their life. This could be addiction, partying, spending time with other women, hooking up, right? And, but there is this void here that they cannot fill. And they know this from being asleep too, that these things are kind of empty conquests, and that, they can't replace their divine feminine as they find. And there is this like pain and deep sorrow about it too. So they might feel that they are stuck in situations that they have created. These are other karmic connections. Usually karmic connections are romantic, but they don't have to be. I ran because I wasn't ready for you, and this is their own energy being triggered too, from the activation process. So this person could have run from you too. I'm scared you will reject me once again. So this is fear. I've been working on myself and I'm not the same as I was before. So they've been working on themselves, obviously. Both twin flames have to. Okay, so we're going to do some more cards just to see what is going on with the masculine. All right, so surrender. They're working on letting go of their ego, release, giving up, and patience. And ego is defense mechanisms. And so, you know, this is things that they're working on. Trust your intuition, divine masculine. This is gut feelings, psychic premonitions, and your sixth sense. You have to really tune into your guidance. A lot of times you're getting dreams, visions, spirit guidance of what to do. There is this relationship that's hanging in the balance. I say balance, right? Hanging in the balance in some type of way. There is a twin flame situation in your life, or you wouldn't be watching this video, and that you are a twin flame. So it's there, and it's very obvious, even if you try to ignore it, right? It's probably on your mind 85% of the day, at the least in the back of your mind, trying to get your attention, even if you're trying to push it out. And it's there for a reason. And so for those of you guys that are in separation, there will be a reconciliation, but it's important that you're acting as the masculine. Masculine is meant to, yes, masculine is meant to chase, pursue, and act on this. And so there is a reconciliation. There is reunion energy. For those of you guys that are in separation or slow coming in union, you will come into that reunion and union energy, and you will get back together. So there's a lot of missing and wanting a second chance with this masculine too. Okay, so we're going to see what the masculine is healing right now. Okay, opposites attract. Your twin flame is not your usual type. They have different spiritual beliefs, and it's like very masculine, feminine, opposite polarity. It's the yin and the yang, right? Like, okay, duality coming together in the perfect balance. So you guys are very different. Some of you may have had very different childhoods, upbringings. You might be very different in your social status, where you're at now, your life, what you do for jobs. It's like total masculine and feminine energies coming, but you're needing to balance these energies of the feminine and the masculine and to come back together. All right, masculine this is the masculine. They're watching their divine feminine, that's the masculine, right? As we talked about, this might be, they're looking at your social media, they're stalking your pages, they might be going to psychics and getting tarot readings, they're checking up on you. If they live close to you, they're definitely driving by your house and trying to see if you're with someone else or dating. They're trying to see if you've moved on and if your status is single or if you're with a relationship, who you're talking to and what you're doing. And this might be how they're spending their time, right? This is something the divine masculine needs to heal. They're also needing to heal their own toxic love issues. This is drama, addictions, and other relationship type of issues. So divine masculine has had some of these things too. Divine feminine, let's see what they're healing. Push and pull. You might have had power struggles, imbalances, and stubborn. And this is something like the push and the pull, the repelling and attracting. So yes, there might have been a push-pull dynamic on the divine feminine side that needs to be healed. You might have got close, they might have pushed you away, and this could be energetically too. All right, divine feminine is infatuated with you. They might be obsessed with you, but they are definitely attracted to you and definitely in love with you. All right, this person too is also checking up on you back and wondering what you're doing. They might be actually connecting, I say astrally, connecting via the Akashic records and remotely. They can probably, if they're very psychic, your twin flame, or empathic, they might be getting direct downloads, messages about your situation. And this is something that might have scared you about it too, because you couldn't hide a lot of things, that they could very easily tap into your challenges, problems, flaws, strengths, whatever it was with twin flame. So they're also checking up on you. All right, we're going to keep going for the divine masculine reading. This is a new beginning coming in, and this is like good news. This is getting passionate and stepping into a new energy after you've gone through whatever part of the twin flame journey that you're on. This is changing you. All right, this is 9 of Cups in reverse. Divine feminine is your wish fulfillment. I know. I've seen men that end up by themselves, right? And where they lead in their lives and where it leads without their feminine. Trust me, I've seen it, right? Casual hookups, karmics, looking for sex and love in every person that isn't their flame unconsciously. We could say being broke, money problems, challenges, right? This like energy of it. So this is especially if in separation, you realize this person is your wish fulfillment. They're everything that you want. So this is a reverse card. So there's something going on with this. You might be disappointed. You might be noticing that your dreams are shattered. You're in a negative mindset and you haven't gotten what you want out of this situation, because normally this is union and wish fulfillment and a very positive twin flame message. But this indicates there might be some type of separation and you might be in a negative mindset about the situation. Ace of Cups, and this is a new beginning and a new cycle happening for you, a new beginning in love. This is a love offer, a new relationship, and this is like happiness and creativity connected to this connection. So for some, you might make a love offer, or some your twin flame may have given you a love offer, but we have that rejection energy, right? Like maybe your twin flame said they want to be with you and you rejected them time and time again, or you're meant to come and tell the person how you feel and make a love offer. Okay, so we have the Star in reverse. So while this is a destined connection, this is a reverse energy, right? So right now you're not trusting in fate and the universe. You might be dealing with anxiety and feeling overwhelmed. You're dealing with your own limiting beliefs that have come up and not trusting in yourself, because this is supposed to be like destined lover card, fate, the universe, right? Fate has brought you together with this person, but there is a block here. And so this can indicate a crown chakra block with ego and your spiritual connection of not being open to the universe in this process with twin flame 2, and maybe just following ego too strongly with whatever's coming up or going on for you too. This is opening up to your higher universal connection and opening up to this connection in your life and seeing that this is part of your destiny, your greater destiny. This is something that is fated to happen. I know ego can throw roadblocks and stuff and slow it down, but this is ultimately something, your union, that is going to happen. It is fated to happen. And so maybe not for everyone, but divine masculine might be the holdup or the problem, right? I'm just saying, blocking things. It could be your twin flame too on the other side, but this is a reading for you, so it's always a reflection. So divine masculine may want to clear some more blocks when it comes to not just relationships, but spiritual blocks, and trusting this connection is part of your spiritual path. All right, I'm going on that note, but if you guys need me, just go ahead and book a reading on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to be around doing activations and healings today. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I just put up a whole bunch of new stuff on my site this morning too. Check it out.